Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to see you. I hope your day is going good and that you're having fun despite your busyness and among all the serious stuff. I just love to see kids play. Kids in their 5, 6, 7, with my grandchildren. Kids are so spontaneous. They giggle, they laugh, they just find happiness and laughter in everything. My grandchildren, just are just so happy playing with water. They'll use the gardening hose and then they'll be spraying each other and they can have a good laugh over that. And you can see the joyous laughter coming from them. It's truly remarkable. I love how they are uninhibited. They'll be jumping up and down. If I allow them, they'll be jumping off from the trees, but we won't allow that because the trees are too tall. And they'll be playing, superheroes, Batman, Spider-Man, and then they'll be wielding their paper sword, with their cape, flying here and flying there, and just about having a good time. But I remember when I was young, I was like that too. My siblings and myself, we were staying at the old house, a wooden house. In those days, we didn't stay in beautiful mansions or expensive homes. We stayed in a wooden house, and they had big windows, but these windows are just maybe 3 or 4 feet off the ground. And we'll be playing, superheroes again. In those days, it was Black Rose, 黑玫瑰, Chen Ji. And we'll be jumping off ceilings and we'll be jumping off windows. Of course, we won't be hurt because we're not jumping off condo windows. But we had a great time. And it boosts our self-esteem. It boosts our confidence. We would be so proud of ourselves, even though it's all make-believe. And that, we would play police and bad guy, and then we'll be the police and somebody else will be the bad guy, and we'll be so pleased. Because we have done something that makes us feel good. And that's how we spent our childhood. We didn't have expensive toys, so we just created our own games. And that was fine. And then one day, we grew up. And then we forgot how to have fun. Statistics say that a child laughs as much as 1,000 times a day. As for adults, we laugh only a miserable 3 times a day. So sad. Life has become so stressful that we have forgotten even how to smile. So we must bring back the smile, into our lives. Because our children will be looking at us as an example, and if we continue in this state, they too will be very affected. And so as I look at my own household, I believe that grandparents play a very significant and important role in helping to look after the children and the grandchildren, when the parents are at work and when they have to be away from home. Grandparents can play a very, very important role. And that's the same in my house. Grandpa Yeye is the one that disciplines the child. He is the one who teaches the child manners. Can you imagine that? Grandpa doing that for the children, for the grandchildren. And they obey him and they are okay, they do it out of fear, but nevertheless they do it. And he has a very strong hand. Of course, he's very strict, he's very stern. They call him Putin Yeye, because he's so dictatorial. But never mind, the job gets done and the child learns to be disciplined. And I remember my own grandfather. I will never forget him. At a very young age, I stayed with my grandparents for several years. And it was my granddad to be specific, who started me on this journalistic journey. Somehow my granddad, he wasn't a very educated man. He didn't go to for higher learning, but he understood. He recognized my hobby, my love for writing, so I always had a good supply of paper and pen and books. And my grandpa would do that for me. He would give me that kind of encouragement. He would praise me even when my writing wasn't good, even when my storytelling wasn't comprehensive enough, but he would always praise me. And for that, I thank my own Yeye, my grandpa, for setting me on this very, very rewarding and very, very happy journey of journalism. So I know that grandparents are very important in a young child's life. And I hope that those grandparents who are forced to look after their grandparent, you're doing a very noble job. You're shaping a young life, and you are setting the platform, for them to be normal and healthy, to grow, to be very, very balanced adults. And I think that is so noble. So you're doing a great job, and I applaud you. I applaud you, grandparents. Hooray, hooray, hooray. So thank you again for hanging out with me. I really enjoy our time together. Do stay tuned for more stories. Goodbye for now.